So today we continue our conversations about the psychic being, and we welcome Pierre.
Thank you, Dan, for this opportunity to share part of my journey on the topic of the psychic being. Yeah, thank you.
And we are in your garden, so we might have some surrounding sounds, but we will cope with it, I guess.
Okay, yeah. The garden already by itself says something. It's called Shambhala. So Shambhala is not a small name.
Yeah.
Maybe I can explain a little bit. It's a mythic name of a city where all the psychic beings are living, fully realized.
Okay.
Let's say like that. Huh?
Thank you for the updates. So we have a basic frame of questions that we present to our participants, and then we can elaborate a little bit deeper in a sort of dialogue. So my first question, Pierre, to you would be, and I ask you to speak about your own experience. Are you in contact with your psychic being? And if so, how does it manifest?
Yeah, so I will answer this question in several parts, because my journey started my consciously. I made the step to go follow the call, the inner call, something like 30 years ago. And the contact with a psychic being didn't come just like a big revelation. It went step by step. And the way it came to me is more in the direction of first the profound, very powerful and authentic part of the Hindu tradition, because I spent 8 years in Hindu ashram. And here we were not talking the way we talk in the Auroville context. So it was more the basic of the Hindu tradition and the self-realization. Foundation ground is on a very sacred Hindu traditional initiation called Shaktipat in the context of the Siddha Yoga. So I spent 4 years in this context, and here, of course, I receive a Shaktipat, which is a awakening of the Kundalini Shakti. And I'm in the context of Auroville. I know very well the context, but that's my journey, and I have to say my journey in every aspect. I've been taking care very much of the growth, the inner growth of and the unfolding and the development of this energy, which is for me the power that can, the only power that can really liberate and bring a human being into to the goal of the journey, which I put for myself as a liberation and self-realization. So I've been given by my guide or the universe of my guru or whatever, the this trajectory, and so I'm starting from this Hindu traditional way of sadhana to put it in the context of the Auroville, Auroville, and the psychic being.
Okay, so do I understand correctly that before coming to Auroville and to be more close to the teaching of Sri Aurobindo, beforehand you had no clue of what could have been the psychic being? It was more a field of energy that...
No, I had, I had clue, but I was not calling it like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nowadays, how could you relate this all this work that you have done on your inner path with this inner being of this psychic being?
It's something as we said, I was aware of it, but I didn't put this name on it, psychic being. So let me clarify for me in the context of Auroville, so then we don't have any confusion in the conversation. What has interested me in Auroville is definitively the golden bridge and the supramental consciousness, And after I related to what was naturally initiated and what I was living daily with the context of Cherubindo. So in the context of Cherubindo, I've been granted first to enter my heart. And this is not, it has been more than 25 years of work. It's not what we talk about in Auroville, but you will understand the trade of event. This is very fundamental for me. So I received Shaktipat. I spent 8 years in ashram and meditation center, and I started my journey in Auroville, which has been extremely successful, and I have to say, extremely grateful to Auroville, Cherubindo, and the Mother, and the whole setup, which is a city for the planet, and the supramental advent, and the new dawn, and all what we all know. But in Auroville, the first big event of my sadhana, my spiritual journey, has been to be granted the reward or privilege, because it's 25 years of work, to enter into my heart. And how it happened? It happened that in a context which I'm not especially going to enter in details, only if you want, but I felt an electric shock and in my spine. And during the day, I could not really identify what it was, but at night, I have seen the new energy circulation, and then I understood that one of my targets so deeply, even I could not express my wishes, my aspiration, my deep wish and desire to reach there. It was not even present. I could not dare to say I want to do that, but it happened. So I have been granted, because what I believe very much is that the only person dealing with love and heart is the Divine Mother, and whatever is the aspect of the Mother. So this opening, because it was really removed, a veil has been removed all along the spine. It's an opening. That's from where I also understood that in the Christian tradition, we always see the Divine Mother behind the veil, not because she wants to hide herself, which is what I was believing, maybe like almost everybody else, but because our ignorance has created this veil, and which is preventing us to enter the realm of love.
So now you mentioned two terms that are significant, I mean, in the context of the psychic being, according to the previous interviews also, is that the heart and the spine, because some put precisely the location that the psychic being could be at this specific part between the heart and the spine.
Interesting.
And it has been mentioned also by the Mother that to reach this, and also in the teachings of Ramana Maharshi, that is very located at the back of the... So could it be the bridge between your experience and the psychic being?
The thing is that I'm not talking about the heart as an organ, but I'm talking the heart as a dimension.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
But definitely I follow you, because I'm in Auroville for really some time. I know that. Okay, so now I'm going to, let's try to clarify what I have understood in my, with my presence in Auroville for the last 15 years. For me, what Cherubindo call the soul is a spark of light that has been given to a human being, which is exactly the same spark of the supreme creator of the universe, which we call all God, with no complex or no connotation. The God Almighty, as is abode inside us, all of human beings, inside, of course, behind the physical heart, in the heart chakra.
Yeah.
Okay, done. Then what I understood of, we use the word psychic being into the context of Cherubindo and Auroville and the advent of the new dawn, is all the capacity that a human being in his electromagnetic field, his aura, energetic system will develop, realize, to give the possibility of the soul to manifest into our three-dimensional, four-dimensional world. That's what my understanding of the psychic being.
Okay, so I think we are on the same level
Okay,
from
okay.
the spark
Yeah,
to create some kind of bridge
yeah,
for the spark to manifest through
exactly.
the psychic being.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. A little bit about your practice, because you mentioned that you had
Oh, yeah.
spent a lot of years practicing. Today,
In ashram, yeah.
today in your daily routine as a farmer,
Yeah.
could you explain a little bit
Of
how
course,
you are
yeah.
practicing this
Yes,
connection with
of
your?
course, yeah. It took me some time to do the shift between ashram life, meditation center. I'm also teaching Reiki for since the beginning. And I have to say, a part of me was not very happy with the concept of karma yoga, because for me it was kind of, I don't know how to say, I was not convinced that karma yoga could be a yoga in the deep sense of what it means. I mean, okay, so I'm going to give you my today definition. I was thinking that only meditation, which is an action, and of course a yoga, for me a full yoga, because we already have so many examples in India that master have reached the higher step of stage of self-realization by meditation. No, meditation means action. When we finish by yon means it's an action. So meditation for me was my strong tendency.
So how to practice meditation while farming?
Yeah, well, no, I'm not only in farming, but in the action, daily action,
Okay.
the day-to-day action, because I'm not doing only farming. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah,
could you give a little
yeah,
bit?
yeah.
Was
So it took me some time. No, I want to share this. Because a part of me was a little reluctant to practice action. I was not sure it can work. Means it can work means an action can have an effect on the spirit, because the spirit anyway is a key, is an intermediary between our three-dimensional limited world and the supreme. No, that's a bridge. Is a bridge. So I was not sure that an action, the right action, I would like really to say, and if we can come back on that, it's important, because yoga, karma yoga, as any other yoga, can be blind, means not practiced correctly.
okay. So let's do now. What is the right action?
Yeah, that's super complicated.
No, just in the few sentences.
Yeah, yeah.
Pierre.
Oh, I mean, if how can I explain what is discernment and wisdom in few sentences? I mean, it's a big topic, you know, because right action is an action. Okay, so I can also. True. Thank you. I can. For me, the right action is an action that is emanating from the heart, the space of the heart.
So could we say from the space, from the psychic space, eventually?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
definitely,
whatever comes through our life, which is coming from this space,
yeah, is the
could
right
be
action.
is the right action.
Means it resonates with the context and the physical world, but it has a psychic bridge. Means you continue to grow in spirit by doing an action.
Okay. So trying to remain permanently and to be from this psychic field leads us to constantly have the right action and the right word and the right whatever.
I can put it like that. Yeah, I can put it like that. Let me share with you, because this will throw the light. I will clarify completely the topic. So I met few interesting people, and we had the project to do a windmill. And from the windmill, that's the windmill project that convinced me that the right action has an effect on the spirit and is a true yoga. So that's through this windmill project that I could really trust that karma yoga is effective in yoga means connection with the divine. No,
Windmill, you mean
windmill,
the
yeah.
wind and the mill?
No, windmill is electric generator.
Okay, pardon.
Yeah. So it's through this project that I could really experience anytime I was entering the field of working on it.
Yeah.
I could really feel the air, the wind, the spirit of the air resonating with me, growing, getting stronger, and
So do you say that it's
unfolding.
very much linked to a specific project?
Yes,
Does
that's
it
what
mean that projects are more incapacity to lead one to the cycling rather
I
than
think it's
other
our
projects?
trajectory, Dan. I think
Okay.
it's our trajectory. Yeah,
And you found the perfect matching
exactly.
between a project and your...
Yeah.
Okay.
And so from this point of view, by way of consequence, I can say that the psychic beings that brought me there, or the heart. I like better in my vocabulary to say heart, but
Yeah,
if you
no, I
want
think
to,
we are very much on the
yeah.
same understanding. Could you give a few words about the traps? I mean, do you encounter sometimes some traps, some things that pull you back to this thing that you would like to...
I mean, it's the day is full of traps. The day, I mean, the tradition. I refer always to the tradition, and I'm not telling Shobino and Mother say it's not my. I didn't completely adapt my vocabulary from ashram to the context here. I'm doing it. I think I'm doing right, but I'm not using all the vocabulary here. So I'm telling. I think all of us we have experienced that attachment. Yeah, I'm going to say attachment. Attachment is a source of misery.
Attachments to what?
Can
For
be
instance,
anything. It can be anything. If one is not centered in the heart, the mind can at every minute attach to something. And it's only when a person has enough awareness of this phenomenon, this, how to say, trap, that one can seize and cut, because up to some time, like everybody, I was kind of very passive. And now a part of my sadhana, I've been more able to quickly break the bond and the trap that my mind was trying to
passive,
build.
would you mean that you allowed things to happen through you without your... whatever comes is okay?
Part of it,
and you will not discriminate? Or...
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But that's also, I have no complaint about it. Yesterday I was in the French pavilion. Can I say that?
Yeah, sure.
And we had a really interesting, I really like the level of culture and the level of openness, and already the journey that the people who were there have already done on the, it's related on the resistance. Topic was resistance. So in attachment will create a resistance to the change, obviously.
Okay,
and
the resistance, you mean our resistance to whatever happens, not to...
So it was really nice, because the scope of approach of the word resistance was really, for me, was
it's amazing.
a great surprise, man. It was really good. And so, of course, we can connect attachment to resistance by the way of consequence, as I was telling. So if a person has not, it's always the same thing. I mean, we all know that we have to rise our vibration, and it's pure physics. From a low frequency, we have to go higher, and more we rise our vibration, more our perception and scope of perception is will become larger and larger and larger, and accurate and larger. So accurate means we can immediately identify a trap.
Okay, I think that we can close this this meeting on this sentence, which was very nice. I mean, this sharing.
Because you told me that wait, you told me that I can do what I want after. No?
Thank you.
Okay, you want to stop?